Three.
Welcome to October 23rd, 2023, Jefferson County Public Safety Center, 620 Green Road, Madison, Indiana. Let's stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. Did we call this meeting to order? We'll start with the approval of the August 28th minutes. Should we do two or do them together? What do y'all think? Matter?
I can't do the September ones.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
We'll do the August one.
Okay, let's do August 28th, 2023.
We accept the August 28th minutes for the meeting.
I'll second. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. We have three for the 25th of September. Minutes?
Get approved.
Not even a quorum.
No. Well,
We're wrong.
Ron was here. Curtis is no more. Okay, we'll have to wait till next. Dr. Dave Bramer, you're up.
Anyway, so the auditor's office has switched software, so this may be a little different than the number that you have for, and I'm still trying to get clarification on, but for the month of September, what I could pull out of the new report they were sending was that the innkeeper's tax for September was $63,845.67. So I have to double check with the auditor's office just to make sure, but that's what I've got so far. That's about 4% greater than last year. Still looking towards pretty close to 700,000 for the year. We're on the form that I've sent you here, this shows down here at the bottom, because we're gonna need some funds for next year. And so we have about almost 400,000. So that's gonna keep our community outreach, not at the 500,000, but it'll be in the $300,000 to $400,000 range.
Okay,
So,
that's great.
yep. I do have some claims. We have the one for VMI for October, November, December. I think it got lost in the email. So that's $81,250 for that. We have a resource expense for $1,992, and that's for the event impact calculator expense. There is VMI marketing expense for the month of October at $4,206.57. And then the grant for Madison Area Arts Alliance got a little bit delayed in because the auditor's office was making that change, and so I didn't get it in until recently, or won't get it in until now, so it's for $12,000. So those are the four that I have.
I move that we approve all of those.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Dave, thank you. VMI update.
Right.
Hello, Andrew.
Hello.
Well,
It is good to be here. We are doing the comfort station trial right now, and the results so far have been really phenomenal. I'm very happy with where we're at. We've had, as I wrote the report, about 1,500 people through in the first 2 weeks, but we had over 900 that came through this Saturday. Saturday
I
was,
noticed a line when I went.
was.
Yeah. There's a lot of people here.
And, you know, even of the, 1,500, we probably have had conversations with 200 to 300, but that's still, those are people that probably are not gonna be coming into the visitor center unless they're coming to take a tour. They're not gonna seek a visitor center out, but if they are out and about, they need to run in, they use the restroom, we get an opportunity to talk to them, they ask a question, they go, hey, what's a good place to go eat dinner? Or we need to know what's the best place to find something gluten-free or something, and that gives us an opportunity to talk with them, and it's been really cool. I've worked up there a day and a half or 2.5 days. It's all blending together now, but I'm having great conversations. I'm having a lot of fun, quite honestly, up there, talking to the visitors, and they're appreciative. The residents as well, because they're coming in, they're maybe walking around downtown, they're using the restroom, and they're like, this is so needed. So hopefully that's a little bit of a positive word for you all. I know you invested in the renovations that the city's gonna be doing over the winter, and we're gonna be having a conversation with the city about what those renovations look like, knowing already what we know 2 weeks in, and then still another about three-ish weeks left to go, but it's been really positive so far.
Andrew, where's a destination, through your discussion, where's a destination that surprised you?
From people,
Just having conversations, where you're from, where do you know?
the one that has surprised, I don't wanna say surprised me, but it's come up over and over, is the Fort Wayne area. Fort Wayne, northern Indiana, really, it just keeps coming up more and more. And I'm kind of used to hearing Indianapolis, Fishers, that whole area, or Louisville. And what I'm hearing, at least those days I was working, was Fort Wayne, and even at the visitor center, for 2 or 3 days, it was constantly Fort Wayne, which is really kind of neat. It could be all coincidence, but yeah, nothing really wild as far as where people are coming from. I did hear some cool, I was working there on a Monday or Tuesday, and people coming over from Bedford, kind of that day drive. So I heard a number of those just from a, kind of 50 to 100 mile radius. So hearing some Dayton, Cincinnati, that area. So that just shows that's where we're really ripe and bringing people in. So it's been cool.
And that 900 was on top of the 1,500.
Yeah, I had planned it, I think when I wrote the report, thinking, okay, 1,500, we'll get a couple hundred more this weekend, and so it's probably well over 2,000. I need to look at the numbers. We're taking notes of how many people are just coming in to use the restroom, how many people are asking for information. We've sold a few $100s worth of gift shop items in a little mini gift shop that we've got there, so get an opportunity to diversify some revenue streams for us. And so it's been neat for people to just walk in and say, I want a souvenir, or they say, hey, we really want this or want that. And we're hearing from them what they want. So we're taking notes on all of that, and hopefully we'll be able to turn it into something actionable for this winter. So just thank you again for your investment in the trial and in the city's partnership and renovation there. We are still working on launching the trolley trial. That's been a little bit harder with legal and insurance, and there's a lot of moving parts, but looking like next week that we could be launching that. Look for a press release coming sometime soon, because it's not set in stone yet, but we're trying to finalize that and then run it through most of November, tied in possibly with the nights before Christmas, the first weekend. So it'll be a good, we're not catching the fall break and some of the October things that I had hoped to catch, but I still think it'll be a good trial. So working on that. Again, we had a great month of innkeepers collections. You talked about it. One of the things that I did notice on the marketplace collections, when we pulled that from the state, and you will get these numbers then in for October. But what we pulled, there was a big late fee, like $600 worth of a late fee attached to those state collections. So we had quite a few that's come in this month. $26,000 in marketplace, and there was a late fee attached, so I'm not sure exactly what that is, what that's from, but that's probably thrown off a few other months that maybe the Airbnbs looked a little low, and we went, okay, that's not great, but that must have been somebody who didn't get something in time. So, occupancy report for September, we were at 71%, so strong all month. Sunday and Monday was again kind of the low days on that. Leading our comparable counties that we're comparing ourselves to, leading in occupancy, ADR, and RevPAR. It's very positive to report. Other September placer data that I think is interesting, we had 593,000 visitors in September, which is up 10% from September of last year. That's another positive note. 182,600 unique visitors in September, and 55,200 of those have homes that are from more than 50 miles away. So far, year-to-date visitors were at 4.7 million. That's total visits. There's a number of repeat visitors in that, but up 4% from year-to-date 22. Our highest day, no surprise, was Chautauqua Saturday, 36,000 visits on that one day. Lowest day, Monday, September 11th at 15,000. None of those are really surprises. I know we talked maybe last month, most popular visit days. I think I told you they were kind of a weird order, but they've gone back to the order that I would have expected, with Saturday being the greatest, then Friday, Sunday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday being the lowest number of visits. And again, this month placer showing that there were 5,200 people who visited Clifty Falls State Park but did not come anywhere else in the city of Madison.
Those for
That's
September.
consistent.
It is, it's
Consistent,
it's
which
very
is
consistent.
an untapped
Those people
market.
are right here. And I talked to one of them when I was at the comfort station. They said, we're camping up at the campground. We have a big dually truck. We almost didn't come down here because it's hard to park that day, and then we gotta unhook it and all that. So I think the trolley, again, is a resource for them, and Clifty Falls is really excited about this opportunity to try this out. So just really good, getting really good feedback.
Is Hanover College as well?
Hanover, yes, they will be part of the Hilltop loop. Great. So Sarah's done an awesome job putting together some trolley stop signs that we're gonna be putting out, setting out. We'll have a QR code, people will scan it, get information about the trolley. And then we're working based on some of the feedback we've known about, but some of the feedback that we've gotten at the comfort station. People want magnets, they want keychains, they want t-shirts, all those touristy things, the little souvenirs. So our marketing team did an awesome job putting together some designs, and we've got some stuff ordered, and we'll have it here later this week. So just really, we're rocking right now. I can't say enough about our team, just doing great work, and everybody's working really hard and jumping on things that we know are coming, and some things that are just ideas in Andrew's head, and I'm like, what if we did this? And they're just doing a great job with it. So this week we have the Ohio River Way happening. That conference is happening down at the Cotton Mill. That's exciting. Also have Indiana Beekeepers Association coming up. So lots of small 1-2 day conferences and events. If you get a chance to come down to the Ohio River Way conference, it's local elected officials, recreational enthusiasts, and elected officials from all up and down the Ohio River on Thursday. And we're gonna be doing they're gonna be doing some paddling on the Ohio River on Wednesday night, and I'm gonna lead some walking tours around downtown to show them around. So lots of little things like that happening. One thing that I did want to mention about Chautauqua, I don't want to get out in front of Chautauqua on a report on their event, but they had awesome numbers. If you were in the community on those days, you realized traffic was crazy. Cell phone towers were crashed. So we're working on some options to help, at least with the vendors, to be on some kind of a network and pull them off of the cell phone towers, but also make sure they have something reliable to make sales. Because we don't want a vendor saying, I can't make sales. That doesn't make for a good experience. So working on having some conversations about that. It might be something we'd approach Board of Tourism about to help with some kind of infrastructure costs in this next round of grant funding. But we do realize it's a need, it's an issue. We saw it with Regatta, saw it again with Chautauqua. The cell phone companies are telling me, we're investing in infrastructure, you should be good. And it's like, when you built your cell phone towers to work with a community of a county of 33,000 on a daily basis, you're not ready for an influx of 60,000. You just, why would they invest that much money in their infrastructure? Because it's not on a regular basis. So, so we're working on some other solutions, and I'll keep you in the loop on that. So that is all that I will throw out to you. That seems like a lot, but do you have any questions for me? All right, thank you.
For my next step.
Sarah, you're up.
Since you guys might report digitally earlier, thanks for your patience on that. 24 marketing, just hitting the ground running on getting signups from all of our tourism partners, and we have a lot of follow-ups. Just like every year, we have to, kind of track down a lot of people to see if they're gonna renew or to work with us. I mentioned maybe last time that we're working on expanding our map to include Hilltop and more Jefferson County. So I'm working closely with our printing company to redesign how that, I'm putting a map at the end of our guide that flips out. And so I've started that design so that I can kind of just kind of get ahead of it just because I am working with them on paper. So they're gonna print us a mock-up. We're changing some poundage on the paper on the inside and just kind of try to figure out how this works with our direct mail marketing that we do and the cost of postage. So trying to get ahead of that at the same time. So working closely with that. The deadline was today for guaranteed to be in the guide. So again, we still have a lot of follow-up we do every year. So we'll be continuing
What
to
time
do
is
that.
that deadline today?
What?
What time is that deadline today?
We would love for you to be a part of it, because we are doing a new in and around Madison, like Hilltop section, so. Okay. We also put together every year, we compile all the information for the holiday events in Jefferson County, and we put together a little brochure, and we make it part of our Mary Madison promotions, and so we are working on that. Deadline for that was Friday. There are some tried and true events that we know are gonna be happening, so we're gonna just follow up with those people since they hadn't gotten with us, so. We're working on that this week. We are adamant that gets out every November 1st. So whatever's in there is in there. And sometimes we make adjustments, but we do print a small amount in-house for our tourism partners. I send out an email saying these are done. If you want a patch, we'll have them ready for you. Otherwise, it's all digital and on our website. Just been working really hard on nights marketing right now. And we brought the ticket design for the booklet for that tour in-house. And so that's always been outsourced by DPI. I think they're kind of retiring. So with us having that capacity to do that, we brought that and design of that ticket in-house. And so it's now color, it's added 4 pages, and there's all kinds of stuff going on with that, but that's going to the printer tomorrow. But presented my marketing plan to the Nights Committee last week. Although I've been working on nights and all these events, there's a lot of things that happen year round. Obviously, each event, when you get closer to it, you have all, the actual ad buys and things so I'm making all of those artwork deliverables, and I'm reviewing a couple last minute opportunities. Julia's fulfilling the social media content calendar, has that going. VisitIndiana.com has the Nights ad for the mobile footer right now. And I've been working closely with our new Nights coordinator. I don't know if they know that since the last time.
Yeah.
Erin Kendall decided that was too much, so she backed off, right? And then we have Carrie Suter, a Madisonian that grew up here, left for 40 years, lived in Charleston, Savannah, South Carolina. I'm sorry, I got that mixed up, didn't I? And is doing a wonderful job of just picking up right where it left off. She's a tour, a home tour goer. She would come back every year and go to it and is so close to it, knows how to run it and things like that. So we welcomed her on the team. Sorry if I said all that wrong. I don't know. Anyway, so Riverfest expenses were completed a while ago, just finishing up a few in Chautauqua, and I'm also working on their marketing reports to get to their committees. Been working closely on the comfort station and the trolley trials, and so that webpage was created. And so, as he said, we have a lot of things that we're trying to line up and get going, and I do have on my list PR. Heard you say that? I was trying to be ahead of that for you, but anyway, so also compiling all of our content that we've created thus far for the Madison Motor Trail, and that is being sent over to, we did decide to move forward with the same company that does our VMI website for the Madison Motor Trail, and so also working on the VO talent I booked for the commercial and everything that we're doing with that. So still going forward with that, moving forward. It's just, well, you know, with everything else, do what you can. I didn't say this in our meeting before. I renewed our billboards, and I'm doing a new vinyl for the one on North 65 before Scottsburg. So I'm gonna be doing new artwork for that. We've had the same artwork for 5 years. It's faded pretty bad. So I have that. I haven't gone over my budget yet, so I would ask you if I needed it, but if there's other opportunities, I'll let you guys know if I'm gonna go over, but I'm pretty sure I'm right at where my 9 months was, the amount that I was told. So GA4, I've been telling you guys that we're trying to learn that. There's a lot of different KPIs and things on Google Analytics 4 and how they just cut out what they don't care for you to track anymore. It's no longer available. And so, you know, they used to offer 33 reports, now they offer 3. So, you know, the main dashboard of that, you know, I've been reviewing that. I have I have the July, August, and September reports from just Google Analytics that I've been reviewing, and just kind of, there's just some things that I don't feel secure about. Like, I'm just not confident in some of the numbers that I mean, they're all wonderful and beautiful and plus, but I just mean like, you know, when I look at how they do it on, you know, for sessions on this side of the UA and then different on this side. Anyway, it's a little foreign, but for the most part, we're doing wonderful. So my sessions and views and new users, everything's really high, and event calendar tends to fall in the top pages. Downtown shopping was July, attractions August, September, course of event calendar, Chautauqua. We're getting ready to hit our 30,000 mark on Facebook, which when I came in 2017, it was in barely 9,000, I think. And so I'm happy for the progression that we've made so far. And then Instagram's over 2,500 on that. Our email open rate is continuing to be in that 45 to 50% and 3.4 click rate, which is really great. We had an executive business review with CrowdRiff. We do that quarterly. We go over the platform updates, the new features, things that they also present new ideas from other destinations and things that we could take advantage of. So that's our plan, to kind of be a little more proactive on getting those involved in our plan. And then we'll have our license renew coming up here soon. But we had our JCTA meeting too,
Yeah.
which, oh, sorry, that's already that's on the agenda later.
Yeah.
So, but like you said, working on these gift shop items, and we're gonna be putting together a gift shop campaign where, you know, because it just looked a lot better than it did a year ago for sure. There's a hospitality and restaurant summit coming up on November 14th at Hunter Hall. It might be more of your style to talk about it, but I'm part of it. And it's the first time that our community partners are doing this, and we're inviting all hospitality and innkeepers and lodging and anybody hospitality. And it's kind of like we have a couple guest speakers from the Indiana Lodging and Restaurant Association, and I can't remember the other person. And we're gonna have a panel, we're gonna have like a quick survey. It's a 2.5-hour meeting. It shouldn't be too crazy. We have a very regimented schedule. But we're gonna be giving that out to all of our tourism partners and invite them to come and bring feedback or have questions or just listen and learn. And you know, I think it's gonna be a really big deal, just trying to help everybody come together and talk and have these platforms to share. So I digress.
No, you're good.
Okay,
We'll share the details on that,
yeah.
soon.
Any question?
Sarah, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Andrew and Sarah, thank you guys for that information. That stuff's certainly helpful.
You're welcome.
The partnerships and projects. Anybody have any updates on partnerships and projects?
Do you want me
Kim, would
to?
you?
Yeah, sure.
Well, okay.
Was hoping, but,
Do you want me to help you?
no, I'm fine.
I would you to help with that. Okay.
When we're ready, when the props are needed. No,
Yeah, I wanted Kim
Kim's my-
to run on this. This
I know.
has been her baby and she's done an awesome job.
I pulled a muscle, so I'm just gonna, I'm really not.
Were you
getting-
doing yard work again?
I am not getting old, I promise. No, I traveled, and every time I travel a certain time, it just is, pardon me, I'll get it together. Okay, so thank you for letting me break in on your meeting. I did wanna, I have some things I'd like to share. And the thing most that I would like to share is about our involvement in the Americana Music Triangle experience that happened in September. It happened last month. And I wanted to be first to come back here at your first meeting since then to share the good news and what happened. I had invited Charlie to join me tonight. He said he was going to, but that's fine. We can handle this without.
He's probably in the boardhouse. Hasn't been here in a while.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shipley's was rough.
But I have some wonderful news for y'all. We're very fortunate in our community right now to have placer data. I work in community work. I do community work all over. I can't even imagine some of the communities I work in even understanding what placer data is, and we're using it. You're using it like it's just, you know, right at our hand, right in our right hand. And I love that. And so when I got the placer data, when the city actually shared the placer data with me late last week, I was really excited about it. As you know, Madison joined, and I do have a handout, but with pictures, and I want to share with y'all. But as you know, Madison joined 15 communities at the pilgrimage in Franklin. And the pilgrimage is coined the Music and Cultural Festival. And it's held on a beautiful farm called Harlansdale Farm, which is a farm that's owned by the city of Franklin. And so this 2-day event, already, it's a music festival. So we're already kind of pre-qualifying the people that actually got to see the 15 communities that were highlighted. So they estimate that this festival brings in over 20,000 music lovers a day. It's a 2-day festival. So and how they get that is sometimes, you know, one group of musicians will draw a crowd and they get 20,000, and the next day another, you know, who knows? So they say 20,000 music lovers each day. So the Americana Music Triangle experience, and you've heard me talk about this before, is a tent that is located on the festival footprint. So it's a big tent within the festival footprint. And of course, Victoria was there. She got to witness it all. Did she?
my shirt today.
She did. I want to give you time to talk about it as well, because she got to do this. As not in official capacity, but just as a big fan. So we were pretty
Who rode
excited.
down with you? Was it you and Jane?
Jane, and I've got the list of everyone who
okay,
came
okay.
and
It seemed like there
participated.
was a lot of people that went.
We had 10 people, plus a couple of spouses that went
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
cool.
So the Americana Music Triangle Experience, and basically this is it. It promotes the cultural and diverse musical heritage of each community in the network. And we were asked to join the network back when we did the Business of Music Summit, which was in August of 2022. So we were pleased to participate in this event and can't thank Board of Tourism for making it happen. So that's really what I'm here to do, is to thank you. Also, we did have excellent partners. Not only our partners, our tourism partners, which I'm going to name in a second, we had community partners. So the Historic Cotton Mill, Mad Hop Tickets, Visit Madison put their tickets in. Old Time Marketplace helped me put my design together for the booth. Royer did some pro bono things for us, that NPS always comes through. And there were many more. But our community representatives, we had 10 community representatives there, plus I said a couple spouses, but Andrew was there from Visit Madison, Charlie Rothling and Kurt Jacobs from M3, Mayor Bob Courtney and Tony Steinhardt from the city came. Jamie Bonderhide, Rusty Bladen, myself, Andrew Bladen, and Aubrey Carter, who is our part-time assistant that y'all have allowed us to have from the Madison Area Arts Alliance. So together we had 10 and a couple of other spouses. This is the most impressive. There's some great things, but notables are our 10 Madison attendees clocked over 300 hours. They did not want to leave when they got there. They were in this Madison booth in the tent, and they were just promoting Madison and talking to thousands and thousands of people about our community. And nobody wanted to take their shift. Nobody wanted to leave their shift. So we were all hands on deck for the whole time. So if you put all those people together and you look at the travel time and the clock, we clocked over a bunch of hours, which was really great. We worked our merchandise backwards. So we feel we're pretty close. 11,433 pieces of Madison merchandise was distributed. That's a lot of stuff. So I'm here to show you a couple of stuff, and then I'm going to get to that analytics on the placer data. But and I brought these for y'all. If you're interested, you're welcome to, we'll put this around, but let me explain first. So here's a fan we did. Madison, Indiana has positioned itself as one of the most endearing and beloved historic river communities in the Midwest. It is the breathtaking architecture, rolling river, and lively arts and music scene that makes the perfect destination to visit or stay for a lifetime. And our theme was Closer Than You Think, Madison, Indiana. And our partnership with Visit Madison was amazing. And Sarah is just the bomb on this stuff. And we really were proud of how we made Madison look. It was really, really important to give the visual of what we have and then talk about our cultural assets to these visitors. So we have fans, you're gonna love this, from Royer. We had swizzle sticks.
That's cool.
Local stuff, right?
Yeah.
We had, this is also from Royer. We have coasters. How cool is that? I'll save that one for last because we had an award-winning thing, let me tell you. So Visit Madison stickers, Madison, Indiana stickers. We had 2 new print pieces, and basically springboarding off of Closer Than You Think. The streets of Madison are alive with music, and it's Plan Your Trip. So it's really good pieces. This was a Madison Area Arts Alliance piece that talks about our cultural district. We had that. And we have guitar picks, absolutely fabulous. We have buttons, people love buttons. We have buttons. We had the busking. We had a busking card, and I would dare to say that out of the 15 communities, we're probably the only community that has an organized busking program. And that's live music on the street where actually musicians get paid. We pay musicians. They get their tips, but we also give them a stipend to pay, which is totally unheard of a little bit, but that's the way we're going to do it here, right? Not a lot of money, but a little bit. And I'm just gonna, and of course, we had, this kind of thing. These were the crowd pleasers, and those were the temporary tattoos. So everybody walking around this festival, a lot of people had Madison tattoos like on their body. And Charlie Rothling kept his Madison Music City tattoo on his arm for 3 weeks. So you can, whatever
Take
you want
that
to do
how
with
you
that.
want it.
Yeah, whatever you want to take with that. So just to say, and if y'all could show this, if y'all could pull this out, this would be great. I want to show y'all, because this could not have happened without the partnership of Madison Area Arts Alliance, M3, and Visit Madison, and our creative legacy that we wanted to portray. So, this is our backdrop, and you'll see in the handouts that I've got, this is the backdrop, and it's a little, when it heats up, it gets really straight. But you can see what we did. We blended all of our historic features with current day. And it really made a beautiful presentation. I think it said what we wanted to say. But the idea of 220 miles from Nashville, Tennessee, Madison is closer than you think. And what's really cool is, I'm originally from Nashville. So, if I fall in love with this place, I mean, my gosh, we can recruit lots of people. So anyway, this is kind of the idea, but that's how big our booth was. And again, we were one of 15 communities. And those 15 communities, thanks. You can just roll it up really quick. It's not,
You just said.
and it's gonna be at the visitor center at some point. So you might ask, who did Madison join? We joined the state of Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, Muscle Shoals, Alabama, state of Arkansas, Owensboro, Kentucky. Yeah, just roll it. Clarksdale, Mississippi, Cleveland, Mississippi, Oxford, Mississippi, Bristol, Tennessee, Bristol, Virginia, if you know Bristol, Columbia, Tennessee, Experience, Tennessee, Nashville's Big Backyard, which has a bunch of like 4 or 5 other communities. Visit Franklin and Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. So we were, Madison, Indiana kind of stuck out a little bit.
That closer than you think, is that something you've used?
Actually, it came from the Visit
I've been
Madison.
using that in our experience guide for the years.
So if you look back here,
2019. Okay.
there it is. There's the,
Okay.
that was the inspiration for this. So, yeah, a great partnership, y'all. It just really worked well. I'm gonna pass this around, and you please just take what you like. And I have a handout for each of y'all that shows actually the photographs of the crowds. But before I close, I wanted to give you a little glimpse of the placer data, because I think it kind of blew our minds. So we had 11,100 visits to the Americana Music Experience tent. Over 11,000 visits to the tent. And the tent is located in the festival footprint. Okay. 9.2 thousand visitors to the tent during the festival. So those would be unique visitors. So there's the 11,000, and then the 9,000 are the ones we know are unique visitors. That's all for y'all. Take one of each. That's all for y'all.
They want tattoos.
There's plenty to go around. Y'all take what you want. Okay, listen to this. This is really important. The visitors spent an average of 55 minutes in this tent.
Wow.
They didn't just come and like run out. They were loitering. They were talking. We were having a great presentation.
You and Charlie and Andrew and Bob and Tony, I mean, how are people gonna leave?
Kurt Jacobs, I will tell you, Kurt Jacobs,
New audience every episode.
I know.
Andra Bladen, Rusty Bladen, and Kurt Jacobs did not leave where they were standing. And Kurt specifically talked about the cotton mill. He said, this is my most, it was just precious, y'all. So 55 minutes.
I'll just throw in
Yeah.
that the team of people there were a lot of other booths that they sent, I don't wanna say they sent their B team, but they had people that just sat at their table and sat back, waited for people to come up and ask. And our team was standing, getting engaged and talking to people and taking the fans around to the crowd and working the crowd. I was so proud to be a part of the Madison team because everybody was just.
That showed up.
Was just talking about it and sharing, and it was fun.
We were very proud. So I gave you a handout. I hope everybody is able to have one. Yeah, I don't.
It's okay, we can
I
check.
thought, here you go. You can have it. Here, why don't you take mine? This one's, yeah, I've got some notes on it, but that's mine. But no, I know this stuff. It's fine.
I know this.
I know this stuff. I love it. So I just wanted to share with y'all tonight. I will tell you that we have been invited to come back. They would like us to come back 3 to 5 more times. So that's, if that's something that our community feels like we would like to do, we certainly would like to show that. So again, it's a wonderful partnership, I believe, it's the way that the Madison Music Movement and Madison Area Arts Alliance, we do that share piece. I think it's beautiful for that. And it also really dovetails nicely with what these guys are pushing out. I mean, I think Sarah and the team, just my opinion, nailed it. Just as we couldn't have shown our community any better. It just felt, it felt right. So Victoria, do you have something from your
Yeah,
perspective?
I will say Kim and the team did a great job. Not to brag on her, but I think the booth that Madison had by far was the most eye-catching booth there. It really was. It looked phenomenal, super inviting. And like, you guys were even like in the corner, like nobody puts baby in the corner, but you're like, no, come see us. You're gonna want to walk all the way back here because just you had so much out there and it just looked so nice. So I was super proud to be a Madisonian and to get to see that and see our mayor kind of looking like the Easter Bunny, passing fans out to the crowd. It was super cool though. I mean, everybody is walking around and you see people, I mean, and it's a big area too. The festival itself, the footprint is pretty massive. So to know that somebody had been in that booth on one side and then to see them clear on the other side, waving their Madison fan or walking around with their Madison tattoo it was super cool. And it opened the door. My husband and I got to talk to people about when we'd see them with their fans. We kind of talked to people about Madison. We met one guy, my husband was wearing his Colts jersey because it was Sunday game day. And the guy actually came to talk to him because of that, but we were standing near the booth and he was like telling us that he lives in Nashville and goes to a Colts game every year. We're like, we're on the way. You need to stop. And he's a huge music fan. So we were talking about all the live music we have going on in Madison. So just super cool. I hope that you guys get to do it again. It was really neat.
One at a time, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And really, I mean, what Kim was talking about, these are pre-qualified.
They're music lovers.
They're music lovers. As soon as we start talking about Madison, they were like, some of them had heard of it. There were a lot of people that had connections, some weird way. Somebody's
Hanover.
with Hanover. Like
Rusty had
college's
fans.
roommates. Yeah.
Did you, I mean,
Yes. Yeah.
he was like, oh, it's Rusty Bladen. I was like, oh.
And he stood in front of his picture most of the time, which
He
helped.
really did.
Smart.
But that was, I mean, it was cool to hear people saying, well, tell me about Madison. And we would tell them about it and they went, oh, we need to make a trip. Like, really? Wow.
And we have a drawing. So there is a lucky person that has won an overnight stay at the Cotton Mill and Mad Hop tickets and Riverfest tickets and a whole bunch of other goodies. So we'll see.
That's great.
Y'all, thank you. I don't want to take up any more of your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have lots of great news and I'll be back to talk about all the stuff that we're doing with the Madison Area Arts Alliance because it wouldn't have happened without this partnership. Appreciate it so much.
Thank you for.
I mean, just
supporting.
that
Appreciate
data, I mean, I'm one of 5 or 6 here, but just that data shows that was a good return on our investment.
Well, if
You
you,
know.
I don't know if you had a chance to read the rest of it. 60% of that captured, the folks had bachelor degrees or higher, 60%. 75% were white or Caucasian, and visitors had a 95,000 median household income.
Wow.
So it's kind of interesting what it captured.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you have any questions, if you think about this, and, I stay in tight with these guys with the network. They're all really good people. There's a great book out, and I should have brought it today. We were a part of Music Cities. It's an international Music Cities organization. And there was a new book that, my friend just actually wrote. It's just a wonderful book. And it's why cities should, attach themselves to music and arts and culture, and what it means for livability, quality of life, and ultimately destination visits.
Yeah.
It's a very cool book. I'll bring it to y'all next time and y'all can pass it on.
Kim, thank you.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, thank you. Someone like to touch on Tourism Alliance Committee update?
We had a good meeting, continuing to meet and share information and, I don't know that we had a lot of things that came out of the meeting that need to be brought up here, but continue to communicate and, share information.
I was asked to give, Wendy and I were there, and I was asked to give kind of an update from JCBT to the JCTA members. And one of the things that Andrew and I have just recently talked about, and it makes sense, and Wendy piggybacked during our update to JCTA, was just in March and August. One of the things that I'm more interested in than what we did this year. I think we did a great job this year of providing capital to organizations. I really kudos to us for doing that, because I think we've gone above and beyond what anybody before us had done. And I think we touched the right areas that usually don't really get focused on. But one thing is a common theme is, just that infrastructure. I'd like to invest into tangible things. Not all of it, but I'd like to look at that. And if that's, a Wi-Fi connectivity, if that's a network, that helps out everybody. If that's partnering with, another organization, if that's a private, public partnership, whatever that looks like, to get more tangible assets out there, and not necessarily underneath our umbrella, but that directly helps these organizations or these festivals year in and year out, instead of here's 10 grand, go forth and do good type of scenario. Now, when you got, Kim Nyberg that just comes up, that's pretty obvious return on investment, but there's other organizations that we ponied up that didn't come back and report. Number one, and number two, their return on investment wasn't very good. So those are some of my things and that I was thinking about. I just wanted to share with the group to kind of piggyback on that. Victoria had mentioned about the application, looking at the application for 2024, and what does that look like? So I just wanted to kind of throw that out, not to put you on the spot at all. I just wanted to, while we're here having a discussion.
Well, I think that's, part of the alliance. We talk of what they need as a whole.
Yes.
Then they've gotten, each has a grant, but they're doing things together. And every year, I know that we know that the big three are gonna need cash or, money for marketing or whatever, Regatta, Chautauqua, all those. But it's nice to have something different every year, a different goal, instead of just reinvesting in the same thing and, we're just gonna, kind of beating our heads against the wall, but let's get something fresh and.
Well, even, from a marketing standpoint, Andrew had mentioned doing a big boy marketing, and I don't know exactly that's BMI bringing that to us, but spending X on on something that has a broader, a broader touch in Louisville or Indianapolis or Chicago or Cincinnati or wherever that we haven't really in the past had the capital to be able to pay for, that touches all of our festivals or really attracts, an audience that may have heard of Madison, but a TV ad or a big billboard or something grand,
Or maybe if it's a TV commercial or we pay for, I mean, Sarah does a great job with getting onto like Wave 3 Listens Live and some things like that, but what if it's some of these things that are just a little out of the marketing reach?
Super Bowl.
But then, yeah, I mean, hey.
It's OTT and CTV, which is where it's at. That's the streaming that's being on those particular platforms.
Thinking about those,
My marketing hasn't
but
been,
marketing what we're doing with Arts Alliance and Historic Madison, using that to market the community and them.
Right.
So, yeah, sorry, I just jumped here.
no, that's okay. I hope to bring you guys a bigger plan because I remember, 2020, before all that happened, I had submitted 189,456 and we ended up cutting that 52% because of COVID and because of whatever happened. And then I've not been back to, 133.8 or 145.8, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I did. Like, we haven't even put any thought into giving marketing more money, you know what I mean? So like, I'm working really hard on trying to, what else can we be doing? I mean, it might be a big jump and stretch to get into the TV stuff because production's a lot but we're gonna bring it to you.
Is there anything else from JCTA that I didn't discuss or I didn't want to leave?
What I always like to hit is the conversations we have are great for everybody. So we talked about other grant opportunities that were out there, if we wanted to partner together with other people, what every group was doing, whether it was the city, VMI, whoever. But that's huge because sometimes I'm just sitting there and the light bulb goes off, right? And I know I'm not the only one that's happening. So those are the big things that really help, and it keeps us all in the loop. And we get to like highlight really awesome things that happen. So Springdale is still on our Tourism Alliance, and good gracious, Julie is doing all the things, and we all know that it's not an easy thing, but she comes in and she's like, we had this tour and it was great, and we're gonna have 2 more, and we wanted to do this other thing, but it wasn't perfect, and those are the moments that are really make it worthwhile. But I always take like 4 pages of notes. That means we're doing good things. It means I'm learning stuff. And it's always beneficial for us to get together.
And learning about each other.
Absolutely, yeah. The notes I take back we have to have a meeting when I get back to the office so I can tell everybody what's going on.
Yeah, and like you say, the grants, people are popping off, like Springdale Cemetery will say something and someone will go, oh, hey, I think there's a grant. Did you check this out? It's like, that is so awesome.
It's huge.
Because there are things that certain people know about and others don't.
Well, and sometimes it's weird, it's like there's doll parts in the basement of the.
Yeah. That was weird.
Trevor's eye.
Really ever get back with you?
No, I know.
But so.
That was a
I just-
I
I
know.
can't hit it enough.
I've thought about it a few times.
How helpful it is that we can do that. And I know it's a big ask to get us all together, but it never ceases to amaze me.
It is
How
what,
we get together and the things that I get out of that.
what I was thinking about you and how it used to be and how you.
Oh my
said this is it.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's something that, it's something that those of us that have been around for many, many, many years, we, at one point in our life in Madison had that. And then for many years, it was just like, each man for his own, silos and stuff. It really wasn't bad, but it was just not like what we have. And when we all get together, it's a mutual respect. This is 3 years in, guys. And we started with getting to know you, who are you? What are you about? I'm not scared of you anymore, because I'm like the old lady. And some of us are older and it's like, they were frightened. They didn't know us. They're like, oh, and they have, don't you think, Jess? And it's the John Kim thing. We're older than everybody. And then it just kind of kind of, we just learn from each other. There's so much,
And we're not afraid to ask those questions.
At all.
Julie's not giving those tours if we're not all having those
That's right.
conversations and
Yeah,
telling her,
that's
wow,
right.
you're doing a great job and you know, to try this and talk some, like.
yeah, and it's,
And that's stuff that's never gonna translate into big money, but that's how things grow.
that's how it
And
gets,
that's how
we
we
talk
become
about-
successful.
we talk
Yeah.
about it being, we talk about enhancing the product.
Yeah.
You know, we always talk about the infrastructure of the product. You guys can't promote a broken product, right? So we talk about that, yeah.
It's a good thing. It's
And
great.
just, and like with the cemetery, not that I keep going back to that, but it's such an offshoot of what we think of for
Right,
tourism.
oh, sure, yeah.
We're
But
trying to
those-
get in.
She has
Yes.
the stats now.
But she
Dave,
has a
you
staff,
did it.
Yeah,
and you know, her tours fill up.
yeah, and she's.
And it's
she's
bringing
got
a
people
different
who
type of
spend the
person,
night.
but-
It is,
but-
it's a different. thing.
Yeah, and that's awesome.
The
Yeah.
door was open.
Yeah, it was, it was,
So,
yeah.
it's great, I'm so glad we're still
Yeah.
doing it, we set a date for January, so
Good.
it'll be continuing on.
Well, thank you all. Future meetings, next one is November 20th, and then December 18th, and then 2023 is in the books.
Did you have an update or a reminder about Dawn coming?
Oh, yeah, on your November 20th, just a reminder that Don Anderson, our strategic plan consultant, will be coming to that meeting, and I will be getting you a draft, his draft recommendations after having all the conversations and doing all the surveys and all that. And I'll be getting those to you this week.
Say, I was gonna ask about that if you
Yeah,
did.
he was trying to get them to us today
Okay.
and it didn't happen, and so he said before the end of this week.
Just reach out to me, Andrew, and I can put him on the agenda.
Okay, yeah.
you know, Instead of you talking, we'll have him talking.
And I won't be there that day, so.
Instead of Sarah talking and Andrew talking.
Just have Dawn.
I'm just playing. Well, everybody in the audience has spoken except for Mr. Demery. Do you have anything? Okay, all right.
You like it that way, don't you?
Hey, thank you all. Happy fall. And,
Motion to.
anyone
adjourn.
wanna make a motion? Dave Bramer,
No, she.
Wendy
Made a
Lawson?
Motion to adjourn, yeah.
meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.